I was honestly thinking of going on like Fiverr and paying somebody like $500 to do like maybe like a 3-minute short animation of the Black Mask, and then try and like overlap our voices onto it later with snippets from the movie.
Yeah.
Fucking sick.
Yeah, that would be pretty fucking glorious.
I'd suck that.
Suck today's dick. Oh fuck.
Yeah, man, you do look quite pale.
It's because that
I
pale
always
background. It's a combo of everything. And Dip is just fucking so pale. Which blows my mind. I
Yeah,
thought
like
he would
he's
have had more
pale.
of a tan. Like,
Yeah.
I don't tan fish. I burn.
I go red.
And then after, I'm a little pinky, and then I'm white again. It's the truth. But yeah, I've been to the beach fucking plenty of times. It was fucking 40 minutes away. Now it's fucking like fucking 30 roughly.
You guys have a beach?
he lives in Perth, man.
Yeah, but is it
It's on
just
the
like
coast.
sand meets fucking? I've got a vision of Perth, and it'd be like just in my head. It's basically like Saudi Arabia meets the ocean, and there's just a clear point where it's like red sand
No.
ocean.
Red
I'll give
sand.
I'll give you to it. Nice. Imagine you're coming from the ocean on your boat.
Right.
You got your beach, and then you got your standard little fucking shit they always have just behind the beach for fucking park, etc. Dogs, fucking chills, barbecue, whatever.
Yep, I'm there.
And then you got your bushland, and then you just shove a tiny little city into that little bushland. And that's
Yep.
fucking Perth City.
I
It's
can
a
see
small
it.
city just shoved into the bush. Like they've kept so many of the fucking trees and shit like that. But the roads fucking eat dick. They're crazy as fuck. And they're constantly building and changing them as well, so it's even crazier.
So what I'm picturing now is basically like a city in the bush, like near one of those parks for the dogs and stuff where the ocean is. And then you started talking about people eating dick. So now I'm just picturing a lot of tradies sucking a lot of dick, fixing the roads or moving the roads with roadwork.
Yeah, and it takes them forever to do it.
Yeah. Well, I can't stress enough that when you said that, I literally started picturing people sucking dicks. It wasn't like figurative.
Yeah, well, look, that might happen.
The fuck is wrong with you cunts?
Act
Just
like you
saying.
never pictured a fish man.
Need to cut a mix.
Yeah, me too. Good idea.
Yeah, I'll sit here.
Yeah, nice. Me too.
You should
I wish
come around for a mix,
sometimes I
Braiden.
Yeah, I know.
Quick
I'll
4
be
hour
there in
drive.
3 hours.
No, come over here and have a mix, man.
I'll
You're in
I'll be
3
there in
days.
6 hours.
6
Well,
hours.
fine.
I suppose if you fly, maybe, but
Yeah, that's 4. What are you doing in the other 2?
There's like an hour to check in, man. I can't just go count a plane. There's a
Yeah.
process.
Alright.
Oh, boys. Love you.
how good is it just to sit and chat to the boys, even though, we live so far
Yeah,
away? This is a true BBF stream, this one.
fucking knows.
Big black.
Let me get back to the camera. That's better.
This will be the first
See the
episode of the
boys.
podcast that's just exclusively BBF.
BBF.
Talking smack.
The only
That's
direction.
exactly what I'm going
BBF.
to call it. BBF talking smack.
And all we do is we pick a topic and we all just take a giant shit on that topic for about 5 minutes straight.
Hey, if you want it, man,
Electric
that's up to
cars. Fucking hate that shit.
Yeah, look, I'll support that. Count me in.
So what topics did you have, Fishman? Is there anything you actually wanted to discuss, or we just
I've
shooting the
only
shit?
really got one topic at the moment. Sorry, Bill. I dropped the link in the chat if you want to have a look at it.
I did just then. That's why I come back to video. I didn't read much of it because I don't think I need to read much of it.
Yeah, it's not really.
I think the few
Just-
photos provided are
It
enough.
gives you the finer details when you read the article, but yeah, all you really need to see is that fucking and obviously the knowledge that it is a latex mask rather than him painting his face or anything like that.
Absolutely.
Man disguised himself as a white guy to commit 30 burglaries, according to the police. Oh god, what? That's genius. Fucking genius. Pure unadulterated genius.
It's I was when I started reading the article. Originally, I thought, oh fucking, he must have painted his face white, like with fucking foundation and shit like that. But then as I started to read the article, and I was like, oh no, because I had the thought too, like, how genius would it be for somebody to use one of those real good latex masks? And then kept reading, and it's just like, oh no, it is one of them. That's why it is so good, and that's why they were suspicious because the mouth is always open on it. They were saying. Like,
Yeah, well, then he didn't get a full tight one then.
like, don't get me wrong, like the mouth just never fully shut is what they're saying. Like it always sort of hangs open a little bit.
Oh, that's what gave it away. All right.
That's it.
That's what
And
you
then
want.
when they pulled him over, I do believe. Following a report.
That's why they didn't shoot him either. He's still wearing the white mask.
Yeah, they were just like, I don't know what to do. Should we?
Just fucking take it, puts it on. Nope, don't shoot him. Takes it off. Oh nope, shoot him, puts it on. Oh no, don't shoot.
When he was caught breaking into another home, we discovered why. I'm just having a quick read of it now.
Just imagining Scooby-Doo style though. Old man Jenkins.
When the 30-year-old suspect was arrested, his car was searched, and officials found a face mask which seemed to connect him with all the residential burglaries in California. Of course, it's California where this is happening.
Kelly. Oh, fuck. You should have been able to get a better mask in Kelly then.
You really think, man, the investment that he was already making in one of those masks, he's a thief, so he's clearly like, I don't know,
Well,
maybe he's a professional thief and he's got a fair bit of money, but.
I was going to say, let me rephrase then. He could have stolen a better mask.
How many burglaries did he get away
How
with?
do you get away with the original burglary if you don't have the mask to do the burglary? So he can't
go
do
with
that
the
initial
foundation.
theft. He's got to do the right thing and buy the mask so he can start up the burglary. Would you say, Brad?
How many did he get away with?
I would say a few, like.
Because it's just crazy. Like
It's classic.
it's
That's what that is.
but it
several
just so
burglaries,
wouldn't
so-
work in reverse.
Nah, if in reverse, this is exactly the point that I'm bringing up, man. This is extremely fucking racist.
I know.
But it's just extremely hilarious
accurate.
more than anything. But it is, if a white person did this, they would be claiming all sorts of fucking allegations of pushing stereotypes and fucking, all that sort of jazz. But instead, we are sitting here as three white dudes just having a fucking laugh at this because it's hilarious.
Yeah, but it's so America. Like, don't you think? Like in Australia, I don't think racism is as high to black people as it is in America, from what I hear. I have not experienced it, but you watch the videos and they seem pretty fucking. So
maybe parts in the deep south still in places and whatnot, but this whole thing about Americans being racist and all that is just.
And let's not forget the rise in the fucking Asian hate, though.
Yeah, but that's fucking bullshit. Most of that's black people doing it against Asians.
Yeah, not here though.
Not in Australia, I would assume that. But obviously, there is a bit of a difference between Asian hate, actually, hating on Asians, and just claiming that, coronavirus started in China.
Yeah. But then you get the Asian hate because of the people that are like, it's a biological weapon. These Chinese are trying to get us. And then they look at every Asian and then assume they're Chinese. So,
yeah, don't get me wrong, there is that. But how much of it is there, actually?
How much of what is
there? I don't know, because I don't hang out with a lot of Asians, so you might have a better inside dip. Have you been a witness of Asian hate towards your missus or anyone you know? Surely.
To those I work with, not directly to the missus.
But definitely you've seen people that you work with.
Yeah, and I've heard even more fucking stories from her friends.
Yeah.
And their friends of, like mad racism and taking advantage of their situation.
Can you do an example?
Elaborate a little bit. Like, if you've got an example, like if you don't, that's
no. The classic case of paying them fucking illegal wages
yeah.
and or withholding wages
Yeah.
and playing like sexual harassment and assault
Yeah.
with threatening
But
all kinds of visas and
I wouldn't
stuff
exactly
like
say that's
that.
Asian hate. I'd say that's an example of people being dickheads.
I'd say
because
just
they're-
racism, not directly at
I wouldn't
Asians. It
even
just
say it's
happens to
racism,
be
though. I'd say it's
Asians.
taking advantage of people of a different race. I wouldn't say it's racism exactly. I'd say it's just them being
'cause-
cunts of human beings and going, I can take advantage of these people. And they're not
Yes and
necessarily
no.
doing it to
Well-
them because of their specific race. They're doing it because they know that most Asians
Yeah, but-
come over here looking for work, and they can take advantage of them. Is at least
Yes
But
and
then
no,
what defines racism then is like
well, racism
See-
is they're prejudiced against a certain race just because of the race.
and
So
But
like that
then
person,
if
that
you do
person's
something that
violent
is-
because they're black, that's a racist statement because or because they're African American because
yes,
you're
but then
broadly-
intentionally targeting visa students of Asian descent is also racist.
It all depends, I suppose. If we go with the whole sort of more modern view of racism, then yes. But again, I would
I
say
just
they'd do
reckon
it.
the
I'd say
base
they'd do it
definition, to
to
be
any. I'd say they'd do it to any race based.
Well, look, I'll be
except for
honest.
somebody that's Australian because they know Australians might kick up more of a stink. I'd say they'd try
I'll
to
be
take
honest.
advantage of them.
I've
Yeah.
worked with a fuck ton of other nationality backpackers, whatnot.
Yep.
I'll say the French and Indians.
Yep. Yep.
They do not cop it nowhere near as much.
Yep. Yeah.
From
I would definitely agree with that
knowledge
because
gathering.
you would. I'd say they would, especially the French. I'd say they'd definitely be more likely to kick up a stink. I think
Germans.
the reason why Asians definitely get targeted more is because there is that original stereotype of them working for nothing because of
Yes.
China.
Yes, and you get also their just base culture. They work hard.
Yeah.
They're less likely to snitch on somebody in a higher position. They respect people in higher positions.
Yeah, that's that totalitarian
those-
fucking race
So
sort of
yeah,
mindset.
so it makes it much easier to target Asians. So
Yeah.
people
Mm.
do then target Asians.
But again, my sort of way I look at it, I don't think I look at that as being specifically racist. I just view that as
But it
somebody
still is
taking
racist.
advantage of. But that's what I mean. With a more sort of modern day view of racism, then yes.
I'm
it's
just going with the
racist.
definition.
but
of
you
racist.
guys are 100%
modern
at the
view.
moment talking about what is like Fish. You're saying racism is, and tell me if I'm wrong, but I think you're saying racism is like you have to. It's like a hate. You have to hate the race
It's
that you're
not even
doing it to.
necessarily
You're
hate.
not just
Not even necessarily.
but you're targeting a specific race, right?
Yeah.
And that's what determines racism. Or I think Chan's saying that
That's
racism
what's happening.
it doesn't have to be like, but even if it isn't targeted at, if you're doing something negative to another race, then it's a racist act, even if you yourself might not be racist.
Yeah, I suppose, but yeah, again, and that's where I think there's more of a modern racism where it's like you're doing something against another race, therefore it's racism. But I think you have to be purposefully going, no, I definitely target Asians because of this. Then yeah, but if they're targeting anyone that they can do that's coming in. Being a backpacker, then I wouldn't specifically see it as racism. If they're only targeting, they go, yep, these certain Asians, definitely target them, then I would view that as more racism. But
yeah, no, I 100% agree.
I think backpackers being taken advantage of is just an overall thing that is horrible that's happened in Australia a lot.
Yes, but I fully with what you guys are saying, except you've kind of taken me a little off what my actual intent is. Because a lot of these aren't all backpackers. Like they're actual citizens.
Citizens, for
like
sure,
they've been here for a long time.
See,
like
I would imagine that they'd
years.
be far less likely to try to do it against actual people that are civvies, because then you are more likely to actually have it taken to court. But
because of Asian culture, man. You can still fuck over Asian citizens because they don't know the fucking actual full legalities and whatnots, workarounds of
See, you'd think
fucking
I'd learn some of
anything,
that sort of
really.
stuff when they come in originally, like through the sort of work visas and shit like that. You think there'd be some sort of pamphlet or something like that they'd get that lets them
It
know
would.
It's just a pamphlet.
this is an hourly rate and stuff like that.
Yeah, but like
Just like that's how bad Australia is. We're just like giving out pamphlets to people who come in that
I
says,
wouldn't say
"Please
that's how
make sure
bad
you don't get
Australia
fucked
is,
over."
but definitely within the picking, like within the fruit industry, yeah. Like it's definitely prevalent with that. You get a lot of these older fucking dickhead farmers that are like, "Yep, let's take advantage of these fucking Asians because they know that Asians work for pittance and they are hard workers, like Dip said.
Yeah,
So
and
it's easy to get them in and pay them less, and they're hard
and
work.
like you can definitely be a subconscious fucking racist. Like,
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, that definitely could be a thing, but whether you actually think that it's racist or not would definitely. But I see where you're coming
yeah.
at it from. But again, it would be more of a specific thing of just targeting.
Yeah.
If they're clearly just targeting the Asians, then yeah, definitely seems a bit more racist.
But that's what it definitely seems like is happening. That's what I'm trying to get at.
See, the way I've always seen it, you definitely have a different view on it because you sort of more hang out with the Asians and all that. So you've definitely got a different view. But I've always just more seen it as backpackers in general, not necessarily just being the Asians.
Yeah. No,
Again,
I 100% agree with you.
Yeah, but yeah, back to the Asian hate thing. Yeah, I don't think Asian hate is any more than Asian hate has ever been. Like, just to me in the media, they're pushing that it's happening more and more, but I think Asian hate's just as much as Asian hate's always been. People have always been a little bit racist against Asians, especially in Australia. Like, we're all passively racist, basically.
Yeah, I'll definitely say that. But at the same time, I'll definitely say there's an increase with fucking COVID. Like, that definitely kicked up a stink for the existing racists and those that were on the fence.
I'd agree with you a bit there. Like, it would have made it a bit more prevalent that people might be likely to say something and be like, "Yeah, no, you just fucking started COVID or something like that." Yeah, I could definitely see that as a thing.
One of my good mates is Chinese. Johan, you guys have all met Johan.
Yeah.
He always tells me how incredibly racist his village is towards white people back in China.
Asians are so racist.
So like, how funny is it? You know, I suppose you get into their mindset of thinking that we're like the center of. Do you know what I mean? Like, white people, we're the center of everything. We do all the things. But
no,
then,
we don't. That's what they want to tell us, that we are the only ones that do all this, man. But everyone is fucking racist to each other.
Yeah.
Like, people make dickhead remarks all the fucking time. I've even had Pete at work, blatantly be like, "Fucking Australians, you're all lazies." Like, that's me boss blatantly being racist. But
I've heard that from Asians, man.
We are literally every Australian culture is almost a passive racistness where we don't actually view it as being racist. We just view it as making remarks. And
especially country Victoria. Like, whenever I go back and I talk to some of like the older people, they're just like, yeah, fucking like, and they'll say anything, and you're just like, oh, really?
It's because country Victoria is where all the more right-leaning people fled and away from the fucking city that is extremely left. Like, my God. Melbourne.
That's probably part of my problem. I'm a bit too close to the city.
Yeah, man, fuck cities. It's what the government wants. They want us to everyone to pack into these cities, so it's easy to control.
The recent move was away from the city, so that's a plus.
Keep moving further out. Keep moving back further east, Dib. Further east.
Yeah, well, I went south, so the next would be east.
About another 1,000 kilometers.
Maybe 3.5.
Yeah, it's a fucking fair decent hike. Me and Brooks were talking the other day about it. Fucking, he was like, "It'd be a good drive," and I'm like, "Yeah, there'd be parts that'd be beautiful. Then there'd be parts that are just absolutely horribly boring." And I think there would be more parts that are horribly boring than the cool parts.
You called it. You called it. Fucking, like, the start of it, man, was the quarter of it was pretty much like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, driving sort of across Vic and then driving across fucking South Australia wouldn't have been too bad, but as soon as you hit that sort of fucking WA-ish border and everything starts turning just a desert.
It's like the middle of South A, man.
Yeah,
I was fucking done. I'm just like,
I'm gonna turn back. I'm a fucking turn back.
Hey,
and I've done the classic, I've come too far.
Yeah.
Chan, I've always meant to ask, but never asked. What was the moment when you were like, "Fuck it, I'm going. I'm getting in that car." Like, how much thought?
Good pussy, man.
Went into like.
Like I was
What?
saying to Brooksy the other day, and I'm like, fucking Dip's missus must have a great pussy, because I'm telling you what, I wouldn't fucking gone all the way over to Queensland, over to fucking Perth for a woman.
No, but like how much thought went into the
Neither would I.
decision? How much thought went into the decision? And when was the moment where you were just like, fuck it, I'm hopping in that car, I'm just gonna keep driving, and I'm gonna pray this shit works out. In fact, I'm not even gonna pray, it will work out. Like what?
Oh, fucking, as you know, man, I fucking flew over before I actually fucking drove
yeah.
over.
Didn't know that.
He did
Oh,
it.
well,
Flew over for a trip and then come back for like a couple of weeks, didn't you? Wasn't too. You
Yeah,
weren't back for too long before you ended up leaving it.
Yeah, I went there for like 2 weeks, come back for fucking probably similar 2 or 3,
Yeah.
and then yeah, fucking off I went. Cause
I feel like that's a very good blurb of like the book that I would read. Now I'd like chapter 1.
Oh, fucking, it's because work, man. It was fucking, they were fucking pissing me off, and then they started not giving me shifts and shit. So it's like, I still had the money from after finishing work,
Mm.
and then yeah, fucking sick about it. I'm like, oh, fucking living in mum's caravan. Like, I'm sick of that. It's fucking, and then yeah, fucking went for the flight.
But you went to WA. It's literally the furthest place you can go without leaving the continent almost. Like
That was also part of the reason that I was like, fuck it, why not? It's the other side of the fucking country. I'll see what it's like. Compare it
yeah,
to
that's
the
cool.
east side.
I think
See
we've
what's
all
east
had
side.
it.
What do
We've
you
all
prefer, Dib?
east side
Like-
is the best.
I'm probably going to say I'm leaning towards east because
What would you rather
of the
live in, Perth or Melbourne?
I'd rather live in
Fuck Melbourne.
Perth.
Oh, yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Perth, like as I said, it's a nicer, smaller city.
Yeah.
And it's like they didn't clear away the bush and build the city. They just started building in the bush.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of fucking trees and shit.
Sort of like how Bendigo
Yeah,
is to a
trees.
certain degree, where there's a lot of
Yeah,
stretches of
yeah.
like bushland and houses, and
Yeah.
and then you hit the main city, and it's sort of pretty close.
Yeah, but even then they've tried to keep a lot of the fucking like just little areas for trees and shit.
Yeah.
And
A lot of habitation zones.
yeah, and there's a little spot fucking it's called Kings Park, and it's like a lookout over to look at the city. And yet right behind it, if you go at daytime, you just see fucking bush, man.
Oh, actually, this
And-
segues into a really
Some
good
sort of
fucking-
70s porn.
This
Sorry.
segues into a really good thing that I actually seen today about people cracking the shits about firewood and whatnot, because it's hard for people to get permits to go into Barmer Forest to go get wood. But yet the state's still just doing burn-offs, and they're just burning it all anyway. They're clearing out the bushland and burning it anyway, and they're just not letting fucking civilian, like us, go in with permits to collect it all. So it's costing everyone a fuck ton. Like wood prices have gone up. For firewood, they're going up. They're going up there was a fair amount of percentage.
That's what they want.
Dude, I've got some experience hatred about this because somebody went to the bush block in Ballarat, like the one we own, and chopped down a big fuck off old tree that was one of the best trees that was on that block. And you can see it's been lapped up. So yeah, man, people are breaking the law now and just fucking going into people's property and just cutting shit down.
Yeah, I don't know what tree law is like in Australia, but in some states in America, tree law is very serious. Like you can get fined thousands and thousands, like tens of thousands.
You go to jail.
Cutting down somebody's tree.
It's very similar here. Like you can get fucked, absolutely fucked for it. As Bradle said, you can go to jail.
You probably might want to get a trail cam or something like that, man, and go take it out there and just put it out there.
But the word, like I called the council, and then because they said they put cameras up if it happens 3 times.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, fucking 3 times. Like, I get it. You know, you're the council. If I want to protect my land, I should just go do it myself. But like, because there's a shared road that I have to pay to rent one payment a year. It's like $90.
Yeah.
Because I don't own the road, but that road is a dead end at the end of my block. So it's literally for no other cunt but me. So, but I can't buy it. And then I figured it out. Like, side note, it would take like 300 years before what it would cost me to buy. I would pay that in rent per year to rent it. So
I'm better off renting it.
I'm cool renting it, but they won't let me put a gate
on it.
Yeah, And then I kept fighting them for ages. They ended up saying, "Yep, you can put a gate on it, but you can't lock it." And I said, "Why the fuck would I put a gate on it that I can't lock?" And they said, "I can put a lock on it, just don't lock it, just so it looks like it's locked." And I'm like, I don't understand.
Your logic. You're just being annoying.
Yeah, exactly. And I said,
obviously it's because if there's a bushfire or something like that, they need to be able to get in there. So it's understandable. But why can't you just be like, okay, I'm gonna put a keypad lock on there, and I'll tell you use the fucking keypad, and that way you have it on file. That way, if you ever need to go in there,
they're the
Is it just
fireys.
like
I
your
just don't
standard
understand.
gate to a paddock, though?
That's all I want. Yeah, and what I don't
go through that shit anyway. They just say no.
Yeah,
fuck it.
exactly. And what I was trying to say to them was like,
bolt cut it.
if I put a lock on there and didn't lock it, they have to get out and do the same amount of work. And anybody who's in a rush isn't going to go up and be like, wonder if this lock's actually locked. No, they're just going to grab the fucking bolt cutters and go cut that shit. And then they're going to be like, oh shit, it wasn't actually locked. I might as well just fucking lock the cunt.
All locks do is keep honest people honest.
It keeps the honest criminals out. That's the saying, yeah.
Like, if they want to come back for a tree, even if you got a gate there with a lock, they're just gonna cut the fucking lock and go in there, and like they'll find a way. The only way you're gonna.
And one day they'll do that, and I'll be sitting there on my rocking chair with my own chainsaw, and I'll Friday the 13th the fuck out of it.
Nah, man, you just go out there, dig a big trench, big enough that a car would fall in and get fucked up, and then just like tarp over it and put some leaves over it and shit, and then when they just drive in there,
Nah, I love the idea, but I would forget about it, and then I would be the one that would fall never.
Victim to your own trap.
The fucking just do like a fucking what are they called, like punji traps or whatever they were, the ones in fucking Vietnam where they had the bamboo sticks and all that in there covered in shit and whatnot.
like Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
More like exactly like Nam. But yeah, sure, Mortal Kombat as well.
But yeah, Mortal Kombat. I like to imagine more of a light space.